You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen to this in a still position, you can feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And just allow yourself to fidget, adjust, stretch, or move in whatever ways feel good in your body, in your bones, muscles, and joints. And doing your best to not think about the movements at all, but almost just letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good. Following those yummy sensations you might get when you stretch. Maybe some cat-cow motions with the spine, bringing the shoulders forward and pulling them back. Or maybe some neck rolls, or side body bends, or torso twists. And if at any point what feels best in your body is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move for as long as you need to move, or even throughout this practice. If you need to adjust yourself, feel free to. You're not messing anything up if you do that. But at any point, if you haven't already, you can find your way to a still position, just with the spine nice and straight. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. And mark your arrival into your practice today, into your body today, with a full, intentional cleansing breath. You just take a long and slow inhale in through the nose, and just watch yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, from the toes to the fingertips to the tip of your head. And you just hold that for a moment once you're full, to really experience that sense of fullness. And without straining as you need to, slowly letting all of that go. Exhaling bit by bit. And gently pulling the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment to experience that sense of emptiness. And allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And so you can breathe like this for as many rounds as feels good and helpful in your body. And just by exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. So the inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, followed by the exhale, and that pause at the bottom of your exhale. Just consciously, intentionally slowing down and expanding this breathing process. Communicating to our nervous system that now is a time to slow down. And at any point, if you haven't already, you can allow yourself to step back and up in your mind into that role of the observer or the witness. And seeing if you can release all of that guidance over your breath altogether and just become the witness of your body breathing. Remembering how your body does breathe all on its own, even when you are deep in sleep. And how the breath is that one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. So releasing that voluntary guidance we just had over the breath, where we consciously deepened and slowed it down. And just simply observing the automatic process of your breath. Looking at your body breathing just as you would look at any other force of nature. That same feeling you might have if you are laying on the beach and just watching the waves roll up along the shoreline. Simply watching as the waves come and go, without trying to change anything about the size or speed of the waves. We're just watching as they come and go, all on their own. And letting some of your awareness come now to your face. And even with the eyes closed, just noticing any expression that is resting on your face right now. Maybe the brow is furrowed or the jaw is tense. Maybe the nostrils are flared or the chin could be holding on to some tension. And just making note of where any tension is gathering in your face today, or making note of any emotions that could be communicated by any resting expression on your face. And then again, from that point of being the observer, from your observant perspective, choosing to allow these areas to soften. And just letting your jaw hang into place, letting the tongue release from the roof of the mouth, and letting the lips just rest on one another. Allowing all that softness in your mouth to naturally spread outward and upward as you feel your nostrils soften a bit more, your cheeks, the upper jaw, and the ears. Even feeling the chin soften a bit more. Allowing the eyelids to rest on one another. Even allowing the eyeballs to rest in their sockets. And softening your gaze wherever it is you are looking. Feeling the whole forehead widen and deepen as the hairline softens back a bit further. Allowing the whole scalp to release. Feeling that sense of softness just naturally cascade down the rest of the body. Down the back and sides of the neck. As the shoulders become heavy. The arms and the hands. Releasing all the muscles across your abdomen. Your glutes, and feeling the pelvic floor widen and lengthen into the surface that is beneath you. Allowing all the muscles down the legs and in both feet. Simply release away from the bones. Feeling all the muscles across your body. If you just imagine what your own anatomy looks like right now. Your own bones, your own muscles, the veins and vessels, your skin, your organs. Just imagining everything going on within your own body, the whole world that is inside of you. And just seeing and feeling all the muscles across your body, in your face as well, ungrip from the bones and release back into the support of your skin. As you just feel a deep sense of trust with your own anatomy. And knowing on a deep, deep level that when you let go, everything will be held exactly where it needs to be. You do not need to hold yourself in any specific way right now. You do not need to make yourself smaller or lighter. But you can let yourself be heavy and big and take up as much space as you take up. And simply allowing yourself to be as you already are. And allowing this to be your time where you don't try to change anything. All throughout our days, we spend so much of our time trying to fix things or change things or curate the world around us to be the way we want it to be. And so even if there are aspects about the way you're feeling right now that don't feel good, or maybe there's even pain present in your body or in your mind or heart, just allowing this to be a time where you don't try to change any of that. Remembering how sometimes that heaviest layer of our own suffering is the resistance that we have to whatever it is we're feeling. It's those voices in our head that's telling us, I don't want to feel this way, I don't want to feel this way, or I want to be feeling better, or I wish I was better. All those expectations we might put on ourselves to be feeling different than how we already are feeling. And so just allowing this to be your time, if this is the only time you get all day or even all week, letting this be the time where you exhale into whatever it is you're feeling. And you let go of that extra heavy layer we put on ourselves of resistance, of trying to feel different. Reminding yourself that what we are feeling is constantly changing, even when it feels like this is how we've always felt and how we always will feel. We can know that that will never be true, because the only truth in this life is that things change, especially our feelings. And so maybe you're feeling really good right now. And maybe your body feels amazing and you feel connected and bright and whole and wonderful. And if that's the case, allow yourself to feel that way and release any guilt you might feel for feeling good when you know others are hurting. And just allow yourself to feel great and soak it all in, knowing that it is temporary. And maybe you're feeling really bad right now. Maybe you feel on the verge of tears, or angry, or in pain. And if that's the case, you can allow the tears to flow. Allow yourself to scream or punch a pillow or do whatever things you need to do to release those feelings, to let them come out of you in the way that they need to. Knowing that you will not be crushed by these heavier feelings. You will not drown in them, in your tears. But you know that every storm runs out of rain. And you know that these feelings will also change. And so you can allow yourself to fully feel whatever it is that you are feeling. And you can know that the next feeling or the next set of emotions are right on the other side of what you're feeling right now. And reminding yourself, if you are feeling heavier things right now, reminding yourself of how truly and deeply strong and capable you are of feeling and doing hard things. Every single thing that you've been through in your life up to this exact moment that you're sitting here right now, you've triumphed. You've made your way through so many difficult things. And you've not been crushed. You've not floated away, but you have been exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. You've made it through all the hard things because you are strong and you are capable of making it through difficult feelings and emotions and circumstances. And you will continue to do so for as long as you are here in this body on this earth. You will continue to move through phases where things feel really difficult, and then phases where things feel really simple and fun. And if you're in a difficult place right now, that does not mean anything about you or who you are or what your character is. It just means that you are human. And no matter what we do in life, no matter how good we think we are, we will move through hard things. There is no getting around it. But we will all get through it. And we will move through the phases that we are meant to move through, when we are meant to move through them. And you may often feel a sense of questioning about what you're experiencing. And whenever those questions come up, you can let those be cues to remind yourself to simply feel whatever is here for you to feel. Not everything needs to be analyzed or made sense of. And sometimes feelings come for no real good reason or no reasons that make sense to us, but they will always go. Just like the weather. Storms come, sometimes out of the blue, for no reason in particular. And sometimes it rains really hard and there's thunder and lightning for 10 minutes, and then the sun comes out again. Or sometimes we have storms that last in a whole week. of a steady rain. But we know that every storm does eventually run out of rain. And it is the same thing with our emotional storms. And sometimes what I like to imagine is when I am analyzing my pain or analyzing why I'm feeling bad or what is the reason for my strong emotions, for my tears or my anger. I imagine that as a storm cloud passing overhead, and I'm just staring up at the cloud and running alongside it and trying to ask it, why are you here? Why is it raining? What's going on? And the cloud is passing over me, but I'm just running alongside it. I'm looking up at it and trying to figure it out. Versus when I let myself simply feel the feelings, I picture that as having a seat in the rain and closing my eyes and just letting the rain wash over my skin, feeling it, letting it be here. And before I know it, when I look up, that storm cloud will have moved on. So you do not need to run alongside the clouds to figure them out or make a greater meaning out of it, out of your pain and suffering. But oftentimes that greater meaning can come to us when we just allow ourselves to feel whatever we're feeling, to feel the rain on our skin. And so you can just allow yourself to continue to feel whatever it is you are feeling. Continue to soften your body into what it is you're feeling. Allow the muscles to release and allow your breath to be full and deep. And just continue to listen to the following words now written by young Pueblo in his book, Clarity and Connection. And just allow anything that feels like it resonates with you to soak in on a deeper level and not worrying about the rest. Expectations cause great misery for the individual. We are constantly creating narratives of how we want things to be and how we want others around us to act. These narratives invariably lead to disappointment because the stories we crave are often dashed and broken by unrealistic expectations, circumstances beyond our control, and the randomness of the external world. We forget that what unites all human beings is our ignorance and room for improvement. We each carry conditioning that clouds our perspective. Our time on earth is an opportunity to overcome mental limitations, such as unforgiving expectations and a desire to control everything. Limitations that impede us from complete freedom and happiness. As we do the work of examining our inner world, it is unfair for others to expect us to be perfect, and for us to expect others to be perfect, especially when perfect often means having others fulfill our every desire. In a world full of imperfect people, patience and forgiveness become essential. There may be times when you feel like a lot of what you've understood no longer makes sense. This might make you feel as though you have regressed. but it is actually a sign that you are opening new space for deeper wisdom and greater perception. When your previous understandings disintegrate, they are not always immediately replaced by better or deeper understandings. When you take your growth seriously, you will often find yourself in this in-between state. It is okay to live without clear answers. Growth is not about forcing understanding. It is about allowing it to grow organically. The world is a giant pool of moving vibrations, waves of energy emitted from all beings. When we cultivate our minds, we cleanse our personal vibe. We reclaim our power by not yielding to what flows around us and by allowing what is within us to come forward. Remember, the energy you most often repeat is the energy you will most easily connect with. Your vibration is always shining and affecting your environment. Know your sources of rejuvenation, the amount of solitude you need to feel fresh again, the activities that strengthen your creativity, and the people who light up your spirit. So you can take the next few moments to allow every word you've heard today to settle. And just trusting that anything you heard that really resonated with you or struck a chord with you, trusting that those feelings can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of us already knows to be true on the inside. A deep, deep part of ourselves. Because the deepest part of ourselves already knows exactly what we need to do. And so just allowing those truths to be enhanced within you, so you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition, on your own instincts. Reminding yourself that there is nobody else out there who can teach you more about yourself and your passions and what lights up your spirit better than what you can teach you. Quiet time with yourself. And so you never have to give that power away to anyone else. And if you ever come across people in your life who try to convince you that they know you better than you know you, or they know what's best for you better than you, you can let that be a giant red flag for you to check back in with yourself and, again, never give that power away. You are your own best teacher. And acting on your own best interest is ultimately what is best for everyone around you and our entire world. And so just releasing any guilt you might feel for doing the things you love. For feeding your own joy and your own passions. And just let yourself be happy. This is your life. This is your life to live exactly the way you want to live it. And yes, we have responsibilities and things we need to do that maybe aren't fun, but we can do those things at the same time. And we can find the things in our life that really light us up and remind us why we keep going, why we live through the pain, why we live and survive through all the difficult things we live and survive through. It's for the moments that we feel connected and loved and joyful. And so just creating as many of those joyful lifelines as you can throughout your days. Listening to your favorite music, dancing to your favorite song, or singing, or writing, drawing, playing with your animals, swimming, laying on the grass, whatever it is that really makes you feel connected to this world. And let those be your lifelines and the things that power you through the hard days, because there will be hard days. And so if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And let your palms and fingers make contact with one another. And allow your heart to lift toward your thumbs and your thumbs to press back toward your heart. As you just tune into this beating heart within your chest and all of this power that is generated through you. And let yourself take a deep and full breath into the body as you fill up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of. As you let the head gently bow. And take a moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.